So let's first download BlueJ. You see, BlueJ, it's just put a graphical user interface onto JDK. So to install BlueJ, the first step you need to get Java. We already did that. We already installed Java, the JDK one. So you can go ahead and go to step 2. So both BlueJ and Eclipse, they just add on top of JDK a very nice integrated development environment, some graphical user interface. You can do Java development without any graphical user interface, just with that bare JDK, but we don't really do that. Usually we get a nice graphical user interface on top of it. So after we get Java, we already done that. You can go ahead download BlueJ for your operating system. If you're using Windows, you can download this one and install it. Now let's start BlueJ. This is BlueJ, a very simple graphical user interface. That's why I use it for the sample project and for my in-class demo, because there's not much distraction at all. And another thing is you have to type lots of code by yourself, and Eclipse will auto-complete a lot of stuff for you, but at the beginning I would like for you guys to type in those Java statements by yourself to get familiar with the language. So go ahead, create a new project, say new project in BlueJ. I'm going to put it in this folder, BlueJ hello. So I'm going to just call it hello BlueJ. You see, after you create a folder in BlueJ, create a project in BlueJ, pretty much it create a folder on your disk. It's called Hello BlueJ. You see, I haven't created anything yet, but it already have something from BlueJ. Alright, and now if I click on New Class and give it a class name, let's call it Hello BlueJ. And it's a class. We will talk about the other ones later. So it's a class, and click on OK. And double click on this box. This box represents the class. So if you double click on this one, so this is a editor. And let's take a detailed look. Here it says write a description of class Hello BlueJ. I would say just a demo class for using BlueJ. And this at author, you just replace your name. I'll do it this way, and a version number. Let's call it. You can give it the date. I'll call it version 1.0 or something. All right. So let's take a look at. Pay attention to this comment style. So this documentation style, it's /2*, not 1 star. We have seen /1* in C++ called block comments, and this one is also block comments, but it's special in a different way when you do /2*. Whatever you write here, later on when we generate something called Java documentation, they will show up nicely in an HTML file. So if you want the comments to show up in the documentation, you need to put the comments inside /2*, then */. I'll show you later on when we generate the documentation. So public class Hello BlueJ, it already did that part for us, and we don't have any instance variable, and let's get rid of that, and we only have a public static void main and the constructor. You see, all those documents surrounded by this /2*, they will show up in your documents. Let's see, how about for the main class, we say just say hello from BlueJ and a period. that's the entry point of our program. And we say system.out line, say hello world from BlueJ. Alright, so just say hello from BlueJ. Here I want to show you different style of documents here that's available in Java. I say hi here. Okay, with 2/ you're familiar with this block documents you're familiar with. Say hello here. Alright, so they're all comments, but different style of comments. We will see the difference later. So to compile this code, we click on compile button. It says no syntax error. If I close this one, then right click on this box. It says what do you want to do? Let's say click on void main. We want to run the main method. It asks us, do you need any arguments? You see array of strings here. We don't need any arguments. We click on OK. See hello world from BlueJ. And about this terminal window, let's modify some options here. So if you click on clear screen at method call, so it will clear screen at every method call. So what does that one mean? If right now it's not checked, so if I run this again, you see it's all here. But if I say clear screen at method call and I run it again and I run it again, so it clears the screen at every method call. And also I like unlimited buffering. That means the output can grow and grow and grow if you have a long output there. So that's how you edit the source file, how to compile it, and how to run it. So you see BlueJ is very simple, and BlueJ provides something called the simplified UML. We will talk more about that. So that feature, which is very useful in a college class. Alright, so that's about BlueJ, and there's some other features I want to talk to you about, like the documentation there. If I want to generate documentation for this project, I can go to Tools and say Project Documentation. Click on Project Documentation. You see it generates a nice documentation for us. Say in Hello BlueJ, we have one class called Hello BlueJ, and we will talk more about those ones. That's the inheritance thing. And now pay attention to the document here. Just a demo class for using BlueJ. Let's see. Let's compare this one with our code. So just the demo class here, just a demo class for using BlueJ, and the author here, you see at author it's some HTML tag, and at version here. So and also let's take a look at this main, the method summary. I say just say hello from BlueJ. So these comments show up in the document, but those two type of comments, they didn't show up in the document. So that gives you a hint. So how to write comments for your Java program. If the comments is for internal usage, like for your fellow programmer who's maintaining your code, you don't have to put the /2*. /2* block comments will show up in the documentation. So if you think this is important for the specification, you should always use /2* there. Alright, so that's a different style of documentation, and take a look at our folder here. In our Hello BlueJ, we have all this file and we have the documentation file, and you see it's all generated by the tool, the auto generation tool. This is where the tool is. Say tools, project documentation. So, and another thing I want to show you about BlueJ is after you're done with this project, when you submit your assignment, I want you, and when you release your program in the future, so I want you to give me a jar file. So let's see what's a jar file. Go to project and say create jar file. So click on create a jar file. When you create the jar file, you need to say which is the main class. The main class is a class that contains the main method, the entry point of the application. So I'm going to select Hello BlueJ. So it's important you select your main class, otherwise your jar file isn't runnable. Say Hello BlueJ and check include source, because when you submit your assignment to me, I want to see the source file. And if you want to include the BlueJ project file, that's fine too. Then say continue, and it will ask you for file name, so I'll just call it hello BlueJ jar. So the jar file actually is just a zip file that contains everything, but it's a little bit more than the zip file. You can run the jar file directly actually. So if I say create, alright, so now let's see where is the jar file. So you see hello BlueJ, it says executable jar file. What does that one mean? How do we execute this jar file? So how about if I open this one? I have BlueJ. Alright, you see that hello BlueJ.jar file, I can run it like java-jar hello BlueJ.jar. You see? So it's executable jar file. And lots of the case when we release our product, we release a hello BlueJ, but if it's not open source software, you don't want to include the source file in the jar file. So that's how you generate a jar file in BlueJ. So pretty much that's how you use BlueJ to develop your program. It's pretty simple actually. Thank you.